Hi, this is Stan Bush.
Hi, this is Stephanie Calvert.
This is John Payne.
This is Jack Hughes.
Hi, I'm Carrie Stevens.
Hey everybody, this is Prescott Niles.
Hello, I'm Kofi Baker.
And you're listening to Play That Rock and Roll.
So one artist in particular I was hoping you were going to mention, because I've seen him in concert, but one concert or one artist that you've talked about a couple of times on your channel, and I love how you talk about him, is Eric Clapton. And you have called him your problematic fave, which absolutely cracks me up because I sort of feel the exact same way. So how can I ask this? Like I absolutely do not want to fall into any sort of trappings about cancel culture or, bitching about that. But I want to talk about how do we as younger fans reckon with the fact that some of these artists from a previous generation, A, did some stuff we're not crazy about in the past, and B, sometimes make boneheaded comments in the present, How do we separate, the music from the artist, but also still appreciate the artist because it's like the artist who made the music? When you think of certain artists that irritate you maybe in their personal lives, how do you reckon that with like your fandom? How does it not ruin your fandom?
Right. Clapton really is the perfect example.
Yeah.
Because this album that he in part created, Layla and other assorted love songs, is arguably the reason my entire online presence exists. I really got passionate and enthusiastic, most importantly enthusiastic, about this period in music because of this album. And that album is inextricably attached to Clapton's personal life.
Yep.
So I take Layla not as much a product of Eric Clapton, the dude, but it's Eric Clapton, the artist, in collaboration with all of these other amazingly talented individuals, Tom Dowd, Dwayne Allman, Bobby Whitlock. And it's a product of Eric Clapton and this outside entity, his muse at the time, Patty Boyd. So it's not so much attached to Clapton himself, but it's attached to this, a world that he'd surrounded himself by. The music didn't so much come from him. It was more expressed through him. He was the medium in which this thing was brought forth into the universe. So you can't totally detach him as a person, but you can detach him most of the way.
Yeah. Do you think that's important for fans to do, or is it like something that you do because, maybe things that he's done in his personal life like really offend you, or, what are your feelings on that beyond the music?
Man, I detach it because I have to. In the realm in which I focus on, I just have to, or else there will be so little media for me to consume.
Oh.
And you know what? I like digging into stuff like this. I'm not crazy about empty media consumption. I like having something I can dig my teeth into and something that makes me conflicted.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So I don't seek it out, just to clarify. It just sort of happens to me.
Well, that's what happens is like when we become fans and we learn about the artists whose music we like and we read the books about them or the books that mention them. and we learn about the meanings behind various songs. It's the fans who are like the first ones to know, hey, this is kind of shitty, or this is something that I don't really like. So if to even find out this information, I think at the start of it, you at least have to be a fan, and that's where that conflict comes from. But I just think this topic is interesting because you and I weren't there when all of this went down. We become fans later on, and we have to digest and process like fandom differently than the people who grew up with it. That's certainly been a hurdle to get over with my core viewer base, who were all alive, or at the very least, they were small children when all of this music was coming out. So that's been kind of a barrier both me and this audience, we've had to navigate. And it doesn't always work out. See the Blind Faith video. Oh, sure, yeah.
I've
poked through the comments, but I guess some dialogue is better than none. And at the very least, with some of your audience who might not even be on board with some of the things you're talking about, you might just be getting them to think about it for the first time in 50 years too.
Yeah,
and I think that's important.
If people are engaged with the content, if people are engaged with the history, that's what I care about. I am simply a media for that taking place.